Hello and welcome back to Star Stable's Lore Timeline, the third part. This is an ongoing part series where I talk about each and every one of Star Stable's chronological events that contribute to its main story. In this video, I will be discussing the pre-Star Stable Online era of the games and how the Soul Riders and Dark Riders settled into their roles after the events of Starshine Legacy. I don't think this era has a lot of heavy lore behind it, but there sure are some interesting observations, so let's get to it. Star Stable The Autumn Riders takes place in the southwestern corner of Jorvik that we ride around in today. However, the familiar faces of the Dark Riders and Soul Riders become oblivious to their recent history. Instead, they develop a passion for disciplines and helping the character we play to win their first cross-country competition. Anne, though, is touring across the world in dressage competitions and furthering her experiences. Although it appears the Soul Riders and Dark Riders hold no lore behind them without mentioning their roles in Jorvik and the accompaniment of their soul steeds, much more interesting things are happening at the Claymore competition. Not only is Herman here to spectate and coach our performance, but also Mr. Sands. The two take some time admiring the Claymore castle and even take some photos together. Why these nefarious villains are hiding their evil agendas away, I'm not sure, but my theory is that the Dark Riders are laying low and putting on a friendly face, recovering from the events of Starshine Legacy. Moving up north, Alex, Linda and Lisa hang around the Winter Valley as well as Jessica, Buck and Sabine, who prepare for the Decker Horse Show, whilst Anne is competing in international dressage competitions. Katja is also in this game. Well, someone who looks like Katja that goes by the name of Kate. Either this is a random person named Kate or could quite possibly be Katja going under a temporary alias after being banished from Jorvik in Starshine Legacy Episode 4. During this time, the Keepers of Aideen's hiatus is evident as the secret stone circle remains inactivated and unattended up in the mountains. Mr. Sands' demeanour remains the same, however. His ambitions are forward to bringing the best rider to compete in the Decker Horse Show, as Pine Hill Mansion, village and stables are being guarded by Dark Core goons. I made some interesting observations when playing this game to find that the same gap in Pine Hill Mansion's wall that Lisa and Linda sneak through in Starshine Legacy is still there. The Winter Valley also has the same mapping and dam as the third Soul Riders book, where they save the valley from the exploding dam, which isn't canon, but hey, still cool. Further north of Winter Valley, all of the Soul Riders are offered and undertake instructing positions at Rockville's new riding camp, even Anne returning to the place after calling it her home for a little while. Sabine is also in this game, being her nasty usual self. Following the events of Starshine Legacy Episode 4, where the Garnot project failed, the character we play discovers the ruins of the presumably abandoned industrial towers. After stopping the oil spill, we are able to observe the old site where structures remain. Could Garnot be down there? Anyway, Anne recognises our characters' talent and selects us to compete in the Spanish Riding School's dressage competition. Whoever winning such would be eligible for internationals. Our character wins the contest and most likely goes on to compete in a few competitions alongside Anne in internationals. This is also the time where Lisa goes to Star Academy and pursues her music dreams. All the way in northwestern Jorvik, Anne, Alex, Lisa and Linda have been hired at Coyote Ranch, as well as Kate, maybe Katja, Buck and Jessica, with Lisa having recently returned with her friends from Star Academy. As our character prepares for the grandest western competition, Herman and his brother run into a little difficulty with Mr. Sands. Before our character had arrived, Herman had built a replica of the Claymore castle he admired in Star Stable, the Autumn Riders. However, Mr. Sands is not fond of its beauty. Fearing Herman's castle will outshine Pine Hill Mansion, Mr. Sands and his goons attempt to bulldoze it over until some time is saved when the Dark Claw car gets stuck in the swamp nearby. Herman was able to collect protective documents over his castle and show them to the goons. Little did they know, however, that that wasn't the last they'd be seeing of Mr. Sands. As our character's competing period ends, the Soul Riders undergo individual training from the Keepers of Aideen and achieve their own endeavours. In the meantime, GED takes over Hillcrest, forcing its residents seen in Star Stable the Autumn Riders to move out and construct new Hillcrest. Secretly mining draconium as their hidden agenda, a drilling machine reaches an area and purple mist creeps everywhere. Many workers failed to make it out alive, and in response to the accident, GED shut down the mine and built a huge wall around it. And that brings us to the end of the pre-Star Stable 9 era. While short and lacking in lore, many theories and observations can be made from these old games. It's amazing to see how theories and facts made over 15 years ago can still be sustained throughout this game's progression. Do you have any theories from this era? Let me know. In the next episode, we'll be looking at the Star Stable Online game and every story component within it, so buckle up for the journey of our main character as we start from the beginning of our arrival in Jorvik.